Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship, Triple One here, and recently, instead of playing Forza Horizon 4, I've been playing some of the older Forza titles, particularly the Horizon series from the original through to 3, and playing them back to back. I noticed that there are many features that were really good and they didn't make it to Horizon 4 for whatever reason. Of course, I'm not overlooking at any of the new features that were brought into the current game, but looking at the linear progression from each title, it seems as though from Horizon 1 to 3, it was a strong add-on of features with an exception of only a couple. Now in Horizon 4, Playground Games did bring back a very important feature that many players loved, and that was the class-based rivals mode, which is good, but in my opinion, I don't like how bringing back an old feature is a way for the developers to say that they're listening to the community, which is a bit of a cop-out because they know how popular it is, they've seen the leaderboards, so why not just carry through the feature from launch? So in this video, I'll be showcasing 10 features that should have stayed from older Forza titles in Horizon 4. A side note, these are purely features that are possible to implement even now, but we will not be including things like a 1 mile drag race, as that has to do with the entire map design. Starting off with number 1, gifting cars. Okay, let's get this controversial one out of the way first. Now, in a recent live stream, Playground Games did state that the reason why gifting cars is not available as a feature in Horizon 4 is because people can begin selling super rare cars in the game for real money using third-party websites, which according to Xbox terms and conditions, that would be against the rules. Now this does make sense, but the only problem is that people are doing that already, selling cars for real money and then putting them in the auction house for the buyers to claim. But the feature of gifting cars itself is not against Xbox terms and conditions. There are a lot of players out there like myself that would genuinely love to give out duplicate vehicles to someone who doesn't have them, or vice versa. Now, I remember using this feature back in Forza Motorsport 2, and my friends and I would constantly trade cars because, well, we just sucked at saving money, so we would just give each other our cars once we got bored of the ones that we owned. Number 2, selling cars. This feature was actually in the original Forza Horizon, where instead of just removing the car from your garage, you can sell them for a small price. The more money you spend on upgrading your car, the more money you'll get for it. Now in Horizon 2 and even 3, it wasn't that big of a deal because the car list was fairly moderate, but in Forza Horizon 4, for some reason, the wheel spins in the game just keep giving you terrible duplicates of normal vehicles that are worth nothing. And to even get wheel spins in the game, you actually have to work for them. You can't just use your tuning credits to buy wheel spins like you did in Horizon 3. So it's a bit of a waste to just remove the cars. And with well over 600 vehicles in the game and only 750 spots available, we don't have time to wait for someone to buy all of our unwanted cars in the auction house. So quick and easy sell for some credits and we will all be happy. Number 3, auto upgrade. Now this one is not as necessary now as some of the previous Horizon titles, as many of the races back then were class based, and if you wanted to take the car that you desired into that particular race, you would have to upgrade it for it to become competitive. Some people like myself couldn't be bothered going through and figuring out which modifications to put on, so the game would give you a predetermined bunch of modifications that will give you the highest PR rating possible for that class, which was awesome. The reason why it would be good for Horizon 4, even though class-based racing doesn't really exist in single player, it's a good way for beginners to learn what classes are available to mod for that specific vehicle. It's always been a good baseline upgrade, and also if you want to fully upgrade your vehicle, it saves a lot of time as well while giving you full ability to customize and tune your car as well, unlike if you were to download someone else's tune. Number 4, Horizon Promo. Perhaps one of the most underappreciated features that was in the Horizon series, and that was taking photos of every car in the game, including traffic cars as well. It was not only a good way to get us to use the photo mode, but we could earn credits for the photos we took. Once we reached a certain tier, we would receive a large sum of credits, and so on. The easiest way to determine whether or not you have taken a photo of that car is that there would be a small camera icon on top of the vehicle indicating that it's waiting for you to take a photo of it. Number 5, online adventures for downloadable content. This is one I certainly do not understand. Why are we limited to only doing online adventures on the main map in Horizon 4? Ever since the introduction of online adventures in the Horizon series, we were able to not only compete online on the main map, but all the DLCs too. I just don't get why now it has been taken away. Now, of course, Playground Games might bring it back in a future update like they did with class-based rivals, but this should be a feature ready for us to play ever since the release of Fortune Island. The game has been out for almost a year already, and I know this time round Horizon 4 is going to be a 3-year game cycle, but I don't think it's fair to just drip back old features that never should have been removed in the first place. At this point, I can already see people commenting about the Toyota Supra because you are an absolute 100% simpleton. Number 6, Koenigsegg Regera Reverse Speed. Remember in Forza Horizon 3 when we first discovered that you could go insanely fast in the Regera backwards? That was one of the most fun and hilarious things we all wanted to try, and if you haven't, go try it out for yourself if you have Horizon 3. Lining up the Regera with its rear tyres on the starting line, going up against the likes of a Ferrari 812 TDF to see which was faster in a drag race is certainly something I won't forget with my buddies. Now, I'm unsure whether in reality the Regera can go in reverse that quick, but man, it would have been so fun if we could do it in Horizon 4 in a completely different landscape. Number 7, Custom Bucket List Challenges. Now, in Horizon 2, Playground Games introduced these bucket lists, which were predetermined challenges similar to the Horizon stories in Horizon 4. However, again, with the great linear feature progression, in Horizon 3, not only do we see the bucket list challenges return, but we also could make our own, which added an extra layer of exciting challenges we could take part in. Whether it's a time limit challenge from one point to another, skills challenges, or whatever they could be, it was almost the ultimate test to see how good you were to the original creator and the rest of the world. Number 8, special head-to-head races with extra credits. Now, head-to-head races in Horizon 4 isn't promoted as much as they were in previous titles, especially once you have defeated your opponent. It doesn't even come up with a summary on how many XP or credits you've won. With that said, yes, after every head-to-head, you do win credits in Horizon 4, but you don't really know how much because in the game, there's no summary that comes up. You just continue on driving. Whether or not this was a decision within the team to not disrupt the momentum of players in free roam, but at least for me, I like to see how much I win every single race. And not only that, the older Horizon titles had special head-to-head races with CR on top, which meant they were a lot harder to race against. However, if you defeated them, your CR prize is multiplied by nearly tenfolds. Number 9, private lobbies. By far one of the biggest features that should have stayed in Horizon 4. Yes, I know there's a big open world that 64 players can share at once, but the servers can really hold only a fraction of that amount at one time, which means you only get to see a portion of those players at once. But the reason this is a problem is because not everyone has fast internet, and because players are from all over the world, once we finish a race, we have to find another server that can fit us back into an online lobby and also connect with everyone in it. Now, if you are in a convoy of 12 and you want to race and cruise together, good luck trying to get back into a lobby swiftly after you've finished a race. It's nearly impossible. Therefore, the private lobby just allows a group of friends to do what they want around the map without anyone else asking to join or even potentially ruining something the convoy might be doing. And number 10, car meets. In Forza Horizon 2, this was a nice feature as you get to see online players with their cars. You can inspect the cars, download the tune, download the paint, and even purchase the car. And you could also request for a showdown race to see who has the fastest car in that meet. Now, I know this may be seen as just a fancy way to purchase a new car in the game, but it had a lot of potential, especially if it was to be used with today's Forzathon live events before they started, which would be quite nice. So there we have it, guys. 10 awesome features that should have stayed from the older Forza titles. Let me know what you think of this list. Are there any other features that I am currently missing? If so, make sure to write it down in the comment section below. I do read them. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button. That would really help me out. And lastly, if you guys would like to see more videos like this, make sure to click the subscribe button with notifications turned on. That way you won't ever miss out on another video that goes live. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.